episode 3 of my Flosstube series. That is a video series where I talk about mainly fiber arts, predominantly cross-stitching and knitting. I will occasionally mention diamond painting and some other things here and there, but for the most part, it is knitting and cross-stitching. If those things interest you, I would highly encourage you to subscribe and like and comment, and so you don't miss any updates. So today is Friday, March 17th. It is St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patty's Day if that is something that you celebrate. I am a little bit festive. We're going to go out for dinner and just have a relaxing evening. So I thought I'd pop on and share where I am at with my crafting progress. So without further ado, let's talk cross-stitch. I haven't done as much the past couple of weeks with cross-stitch. I've been really feeling the knitting bug, and so I'm hoping to maybe even out a little bit more and get a little bit more cross-stitch progress done, because I think we all know we get the pull of one more than other sometimes, but that's just kind of how it is right now. I'm leaning towards knitting a lot more. Oh, sorry, I have a hair. Driving me crazy. Okay, I'll try to edit that out. So I haven't been feeling the cross-stitch bug as much lately, but I have made a little bit of progress. So let me show you where I am. On the first project that I have right now is called Vintage Simplicity. It's a dimensions kit. It's just 14 count Aida, regular cotton floss. There she is. Ooh, I need to bail out. Trying to cover that. So you can see her a little bit better, but now I'm kind of dark. Woe is me. So yeah, fun fact, I already recorded this and then realized I forgot. Well, I didn't record it. I was talking to myself and realized I didn't push record. So great. So yes, I filled in quite a lot of her dress in here. A lot of this was not in. You can, that's sort of like the silhouette of her legs there in the dark, and then a little bit here and there, and you get some legs down here, and I'll be ready to move the hoop onto her other fronts. So that is Vintage Simplicity by Dimensions, and yeah, making great progress. This is the biggest portion of the pattern, and I'm going to go ahead and put that down because my arm is tired. Okay, had to take a little break and struggle with my light there. So hopefully that won't be too much of an issue. So yes, Vintage Simplicity, and I'll pull up the cover picture. Oh boy. Why is it doing that? Okay, it's very glary, but that is, let me see if I can pull in a better picture like on the screen here. Let's see. First world problems, am I right? So yes, Vintage Simplicity, making good progress, and I feel like I'm definitely over the hump of this feeling like a huge and interminable project. So I enjoy it, and stay tuned for more progress on these ladies. So that is the first cross stitch. Let me grab the others. So also I should note that I've been on vacation since, well, I've been off work since last Friday, but my vacation was starting on Monday. And Monday was the 13th of the month. So I got some work in on right side up. Tonight We Ride by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I got a good bit of the moon filled in. So I was going all the way across, but it became too much to carry the thread. So I sort of went up and around, and then I'm going to have to go back in and fill that in kind of the other direction sort of thing. So yes, making good progress. I did post about this on my Instagram if you would like to go check that out as well. Talked a little bit about that. I worked on this Not as much as I would have liked to on the 13th, but I did work on it, and I will say, I think it is going slower, or I did say already, it's going a little bit slower because I'm trying to keep a neat back on this, and to prove that I can. I don't think it makes a difference when whatever I end up finishing this as, it won't matter, no one else is going to see it, but I'm trying to prove that I can, and that is kind of slowing me up. So I will show you the back. It's pretty good. It's not the best I've seen. Like, there are some out there that you can barely tell the difference between the front and the back. I start mine, I usually have a little bit of a tail when I start my thread. I'm trying to learn and perfect different ways of starting, but I always have these little tails underneath, and I think that's, they always get caught, and it bugs me, so then I have to go back and fix it. So yes, this is Tonight We Ride by Autumn Lane Stitchery. This is on 16 count Aida. My battery's dying. Great. I had to go get my laptop charger because it was threatening to shut down on me, which is no bueno. So, yes, wrapping up on Tonight We Ride. This is a 16 count Aida and Pumpkin Patch from Bestitch Me. And DMC Floss is everything that came in the Halloween box from Autumn Lane Stitchery. And this is my first time on a lower count Aida, and I think that's also kind of what's slowing me up. Just getting used to it. But I'm really excited to keep working on it. So I may have to start working on it even when it's not Dark 13. So there we have it. And let's move on to the next. Okay. So up next, and last but not least for my cross stitch, is the freebie Snail Biscornu from Doreen Jones. She shared this in her Facebook group. Ooh, I'm doing that, it's glaring. And I thought it was just so cute and very like cottagecore, cozy fall vibes. And I keep changing my mind on how I'm going to do it. First I was going to go all the way around and do all the snails and do all the things, and then I'm mostly just working back and forth. And the package said this was 14 count Aida, or at least I thought it was, but I'm thinking it might be 11 because these holes are really big. Regardless though, I really like it, I enjoy it, and I think it's going to be so cute. And I'm excited to learn how to finish a Biscornu. So here we are. I mostly filled in these leaves here and a little bit more of this mushroom. And then we're almost to the center. This really should be done by now. It's such a small stitch. It's like 50x50, I think. Something like that. Itsy bitsy. But I don't like to rush or like race or anything like that. But yep, that's a little update on that. And I do update every Sunday on my Instagram with Snail Stitching Sunday. Snail Sunday, Sunday Snail Stitching. One of those combinations. So if you do not follow me on my Instagram, I invite you to go do that and see my more real-time updates on this guy. So that is the Snail Biscornu. And that's it for cross-stitching. I do not have any new cross-stitch starts. I have some new patterns, but I need to get fabric, and I need to get some floss and silk and everything like that. So stay tuned for some new starts once one of these guys gets done. So we're going to move on to knitting next. The first project I'm going to talk about for knitting is the Framework Bralette from Jessie May Designs. And I'll try and, I will insert a picture of the pattern. It's hard to see because the actual cover photo of the pattern itself is quite light as well. So hopefully I'll be able to get some idea of where it's at. So last time we chatted, I think I had 1 cup of the bralette done, and here we have 2. So I am like 3/4 of the way done with this, and I'm super excited. I've got the strap stitches on hold, and we're going to work on the back now. I've just barely started on the back cups, but I should probably be trying this on at this point, but much like not swatching, we just kind of like to see what happens. So I think it'll fit all right. You know, it's quite stretchy. This is an acrylic fuzzy yarn that I picked up from a craft store that I no longer shop at or support. And I have another ball of this yarn, but I think once this is done, it's probably going to Goodwill. Or maybe I'll destash it if someone really, really wants it. Otherwise, I don't believe that I can work another project with this unless it's something small. So yeah, that's the framework bralette. It's great TV knitting. It's really not that complicated. Once I figured out what it was supposed to be, it's a well-written pattern and it's not hard at all. I watched Wednesday while I was working on that, and I got so much done while working on that. And yet another project that I am tantalizingly close at finishing. So yeah, that is that. Next up is going to be a sweater. All right, so this is my $5 in Paris sweater, and I don't remember where I was. Oh no, I have my progress marker. So last time we talked, I was way down here. So as you can see, I did a couple of inches on the striping here. On this, it's actually, this is the top. And these little sleeves, this is going to end up being like very boat neck. I'm beginning to question whether or not Past Katie cast it on the right number of stitches, or in the cover pictures it does look very like wide necked, so it could potentially look really cute with like a bralette or something. But this is quite wide, so this is pretty good for St. Patty's Day too. So it's actually looking pretty good. It kind of resembles a sweater. Look at that. Little sleeves on hold here. And I did knit a good, let's see, the stitch marker. I lost it. Just had it. Here, hiding in there. So this is where I was last time. And I can finally move it up. So yeah, that's a good several inches. I can't tell by looking. Where is it? And this is like the best for TV knitting, because it is just straight stockinette, round and round and round you go, and change colors every 13 rows. So this, you know, a lot of the projects that I'm working on knitting wise are nearing completion. That's really exciting. I would love to have a wearable. Like, I think for a lot of knitters, their first sweater especially is a huge milestone, and I'm the same. I can't wait to show up somewhere and hopefully for someone to ask about my fabulous sweater, and I can tell them that I knitted it myself. So that is $5 in Paris. I will link to the Ravelry pages for all of these projects as well, and put as many links as I possibly can for you guys to find everything if you're interested in them. So yes, that is that knitting project. Okay, so my last knitting project and crafting project in general today is the Sharon Air MCOW, although it's not a mystery at this point. I have been knitting, I got 2 whole sections done in the past 2.5 days-ish. Like I said, being on vacation really obviously maximizes your crafty time. So I've been quite busy with these needles here. So I have a progress marker on this. I'm getting some letter. And this is the right side. So I did this plain gray section here. You remember last time I wasn't sure where I was, and I had to think back to get my bearings and figure out what row I was on. And I'm pretty sure I did that well enough. So this is a good, like, 36 rows of knitting, a couple inches. This plain gray, like, lacy section, I cannot wait to see this blocked and finished. I have at least 1.5 more clues to do. They're not small drops of the clues ever, but I will endeavor to show you the whole thing. And every time I grab my knitting out of the project bag, if it's been sitting in there for a few days or a few weeks, it's like gremlins got in there and I'm just completely discombobulated. The whole thing. So, this is it. There we go. And then we kind of go sideways here. All of this. I love it. The yarn is Miss Bab's Yummy 2-ply fingering weight, and it's 100% superwash merino wool. It's the first Miss Bab's I've ever ordered. It's a 4-color coordinating colors, purples and grays, and I'm a convert. I'm a big Miss Bab's fan now, and I cannot wait to order more yarn from her and definitely make more things, especially Casa Pinka things. I have decided, once this shawl is done and I have freed up my needles and everything, I believe I'm going to cast on, which I guess this is a good way to segue into plans, since that was my last project that I have touched in the past few weeks since we last chatted. Once that shawl is done, I'm probably going to immediately cast on another one with the rainbow yarn advent that I got from Canoe to Darren that I opened up on my Holly Vlogs series over the holidays. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to cast on a shawl with that. I'm pretty sure I have decided on doing crown wools from Casa Pinka. But there are so many great ones out there. It is super hard to choose. And a part of me kind of wants to branch out to a designer I have not tried before, but I do really like the way crown wools looks, so I may just end up going with that. We shall see. I'm sure I have a little bit until that time comes for me to really make a decision. But that is everything with crafting. A few other updates. I finished 2 books in the last 2.5, 3 weeks. It has been 3 weeks since my dog is very sassy today, so I'll try to edit that out. Where was I? Yes, books. I finished 2 books. One of them I mentioned last time. I did finish The Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Boulet. And so I really enjoyed that one. That was super good. The ending was a little sad and frustrating, but I think that was the point. I don't want to spoil everything, but that was a really fun, like, suspense, mystery, thriller type book. And it was really cool learning kind of more about the Native American Ojibwe culture and everything that that she shared in that book. I really enjoyed it. I think it would have gone a little bit faster if I hadn't been looking up the definitions for some of the words that she used, but I think that was the point. She really sprinkled in a lot of, like, vocabulary, which was super cool and felt very immersive. So if you haven't already, highly recommend Firekeeper's Daughter. And I believe she has a sequel. So I will definitely add that to my list. I have, we just got a new used bookstore. It's quite a large one in my neck of the woods. And so I did acquire quite a few new books recently. So I have lots of goodies that I'm looking forward to diving into. And the second other book that I finished, I was kind of reading them in tandem on my, that I had gotten on Libby from my public library digitally. The other one that I finished was Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. And that one was very different. It's a fantasy, kind of like dystopian space. It felt spacey, but they didn't mention anything about space travel. I think it's because it reminded me a lot of Star Wars, because there's an evil empire and a chosen one and a girl named Leia. So that was kind of funny. It was hard not to draw parallels, but it was a really fun adventure, suspense, fantasy, like epic fantasy type of book. And I'm pretty sure I will finish the entire series. So those are really good. I am taking a little bit of a break with the more complicated ones, and I am now rereading the Artemis Fowl series, which I just loved them as a kid, and it's kind of interesting to see if they hold up. So I guess stay tuned for that. And last but not least, I'm still playing a little bit of Kirby. I'm almost to the boss, like the big boss. So not much to update there. It was just a super fun game. I know they have a new one coming out, or had a new Kirby game come out pretty recently. I've been getting ads for it all over the place. So I'll probably look into that. And that is everything that I have to share. I appreciate everyone for watching. If you could give this a like and a comment and a subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing everyone in the next video.